Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday the 7th of February. So let's get on and look at the potential today. Firstly, you just need to look at what events we've got coming up. And well, we've already seen the Aussie data coming out as expected, 3.35 left as it was. Not read fully all the statements yet, but what else we got? We've got Fed Chair Powell speaking at 5 o'clock. Well, we've got a whole bundle of speakers before then, which is not on this service. At 8 o'clock we've got ECB Casimir, then we've got ECB not at 10 past 8. At 9 o'clock we've got Ramsden, Bank of England, then we've got another ECB speaker at 10 o'clock. You can see how this is going. At 10:15 we've got Bank of England Peel speaking. So there's a number of speakers this morning, and again this afternoon 5 o'clock onwards. So Cunliffe as well, I missed him at 3 o'clock just in case. So a whole bundle of raft of speakers today. Could leave the market a little bit whippy at times. Just tread carefully, I would say. But what we do know is that the ECB and Bank of England this morning, largely, saying that Cunliffe is Bank of England this afternoon, it is quite mixed. So tread carefully. So looking at let's look at the technicals here. So Euro really coming off a much bigger correction. There are some people questioning whether the change in the jobs reports etc. has changed everything for the US and they're on a softer landing etc. etc. Which may be the case, and we could then I mean, we've seen these periods of consolidation. We could maybe get into a bit more of a retrace rather than just a consolidation. It's not what I was looking at last week, and looking at the big money coming into the euro from a sentiment point of view, huge euro contracts being bought. Maybe the euro has got some more potential yet. However, it's not just euro, that's the euro as a whole, and it may just benefit against some of the other currencies. So at times at least, so it may be the stronger pair in some events. Anyway, for now it's coming off, just looking at it, coming off lower highs, again consolidating. It's consolidating into its weekly S1. A break of this S1 for me would be a trigger for the trading towards the S2. So I am watching that this morning. It's a reasonable distance, but it's on the underside of its daily pivot at the moment and looking softish. I wouldn't jump straight into this as there's time, particularly if you're playing the weekly S1. We could be waiting even for the break there, so there may be an earlier trade available post 8 o'clock, but certainly there's the potential of that. Now I've said it will probably completely run the other way, of course. Pre 8 o'clock's always the riskiest time to be looking at a market, until you've got to just keep on flicking through 8:15, 8:30, and then catch a picture. The pound's already down towards its monthly S1, nearly there, not quite there. Again, strong movements. It was a bit more consolidated yesterday rather than continuing the move. It did have a little continuation at 3, but largely it held up through most of the day. Quite bitty. I don't like trading it when it's like this, so I won't. Simple. So at the moment, looking soft, and if the euro goes, the pound may follow. It just really showed that. See, there's more dollar strength coming through there than it following the euro, of course. US dollar yen, well, we saw the gap up yesterday, and well, today still hasn't filled that gap, and you just wonder if it will do. But again, at the moment it's trying to put some sort of reversal in. Possibly it's saying that it's through its pivot, but getting it back above at the moment then would be looking more bullish. So a bit of a turn in view here, particularly for me, and just looking at what these markets doing at the moment. The Aussie dollar came off yesterday as well. It did slow up a little bit. Had obviously the statements there being bullish enough to get it pushing up at the moment. And we're sort of sitting there into its R1 at the moment, so it's done the pivot. don't really want to be, I don't know, there may be something that comes from that, but not for me this morning at the moment. US dollar CAD, quick look through here, still very choppy on the dailies. It's a bit of an ugly old scene. Double topped yesterday in the near term. I mean, you're just really looking at this 4-hour range largely. When a market comes like this, it starts getting quite ugly. That said, daily wise, on the hourlies rather, it's not done too bad. The only thing I would say is if you're looking to trade this, you need to allow decent stops and not move them. Don't move them too quickly, because even when it starts getting a shove, it's coming right the way back. Okay, that may be driven by news, but we're still seeing these sort of quite big movements coming back against the trend. But for now, it's correcting back over, it appears to be. Again, hit the S1 daily pivot, not particularly keen on that this morning. Quick look at a few cross pairs here. Talked about looking at the euro against other things, and well, actually it's not doing too well against the yen. The yen's holding up a little bit better here. It started off okay, but struggling to do anything too much against the yen there. Euro Aussie, maybe that's going to be coming off. So Euro Aussie's horribly off at the moment, consolidating around its S2. Maybe not a lot more mileage in that. Euro CAD, really the euro is off this morning. It looks like to me the weakest currency out there. So yeah, not a great picture there. Obviously in room later I'll look at the rest of the pairs, but not seeing a great deal there. The euro dollar itself, just come back and summarising then, the euro dollar itself looking like got the best potential for continuation. It is looking soft across the board at the moment. Right, let's switch markets here and look at gold first. So gold 2's had its struggles. It managed slightly to close up yesterday, and it's pushing up at the moment, but it's again consolidating around these lows at the stage. Perhaps it could just roll back south again. It's not a great place for consolidation, and it does look a little bit softer. As I say, the dollar at the moment overall looks that bit stronger, which should see, well, it won't be at the moment, but would normally see oil selling off. Oil's just catching some support around these prior lows, the body lows, sort of somewhere around there, just pitching back up. It might be that the $70 bracket's the new $60 bracket that we were once running through for a long time, but catching a bounce at the moment. The overall picture still looks quite bearish on the dailies. It's potentially bear flagging here, quite ugly with that bar on the lows there though. If it does start selling off later, well, it has got some scope. Let's just look at the dailies here already. Okay, it's looking like it's got a good chance of running into its R2 at the moment, but as I say, still looking later. I'll see if that breaks down. It's still got sort of the bear flag look to it. Right, let's switch back now and just have a quick glimpse of these Asian markets, see what's been going on overnight. Consolidation there, not really doing too much. CSI 300, Nikkei consolidation, Nifty 50 still looks one of the softer markets, softer Asian markets. Still, I think it's got scope to come off some more. Looking at S&Ps then, US markets came off a little bit yesterday. It's not really come off a great lick. It's probably not helped this data, showing the strong jobs and everything else, and higher interest rates are not good for the equity markets. Well, you wouldn't have thought anyway, but it's been surviving because everyone's expecting rates to start falling or being cut later in this year. That might not happen quite so quickly, but we'll see. And the fear of that may just see that the markets are held back somewhat. Okay, nothing there on the Nasdaq at the moment. Nasdaq, the S&Ps. In fact, I say nothing there. Could slip over at some stage. Could just slip over and roll back furthermore. It's just looking a bit soft on the lower time frames at this stage. Dow Jones still in that consolidated phase, still remains for me. Okay, yesterday it managed to put a positive tick in there, but really it's slowed up quite a lot. The Nasdaq coming off again, just the same as S&Ps for now. Dow looking close to home, the DAX, and well, off slightly last couple of days, but it's hanging around the tops. The positive, much more positive outlook, but it remains pretty much. It's not a market I'd want to be trading at the moment. Yes, we've had a few good days or periods. I shouldn't even say days in there. Maybe a good day, but then it's back into this chop, and the uncertainty is no good for me. The FTSE, it's sort of doing similar. It's trying to push up this morning at the moment. The futures opens in 3 minutes. Be interested to see where it goes, but again, quite a choppy looking market, these equity markets at the moment. More difficult. Rounded bottom here, you'd expect maybe more upside, and there is the scope, I guess. Right, that's pretty much it for me. I wish you a great day's trading, and I'll catch you in the morning. Bye for now.